This is a very simple practice of chair yoga. So begin with a focus on your posture. Come to a more upright position and let your shoulders drop down the back. And if you want to, you can take your hands onto your belly, and also if you tuck your fingertips into your belly slightly, you can remind yourself to lift the pelvic floor at the end of the exhalation. So let's try that. Inhale, relax the belly and become more aware of where you are. Exhale, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor, tightening the pelvic floor muscles as you finish the exhalation. Releasing the belly, letting more air come into the lungs, breathing through the nostrils, exhaling and squeezing and lifting the pelvic floor. Now carry on like that and notice as you do so what it feels like to be here now. To be resting in an awareness, so it's as though everything that is going on in your body and in your thoughts, it's almost as though you are watching yourself in the center of an enlarging scene and seeing how intermeshed it is. The experiences all around us influence what's happening locally. Step back from the cause-effect. Cause-effect creates these situations we find ourselves in. Now you can begin to rock from toes to heels. So bring the heels up off the floor, press down into the toes, and then rock back and bring the toes off the floor as much as you can and push down into the heels. Again, toes down, heels up, inhale, heels down, toes up, exhale. Squeeze belly, lift pelvic floor. Toes down, heels up, inhale, heels down, toes up, exhale. Squeeze belly, lift pelvic floor. You can repeat that another 3 times on your own, in time with your own breathing. See if you can keep the rest of the body as erect and steady as possible while you move your feet. That's good. And then roll the feet a few times. Heels coming in towards each other and then round and out and then reverse. You get a sense of rotating the ankles. Next you can clench and stretch your toes. Much as possible, it's easier to do this in stockinged feet or bare feet. You can stretch the legs out, one at a time. Push the heels away, and then bring the knees in towards the chest, one at a time. So right knee in towards the chest, and then right leg stretching away as high as possible. Left knee in towards the chest, left knee stretching away. Repeat that once or twice, each side, getting a sense of movement right through the legs. Stretch right along the hamstring if possible. And now we'll try clapping underneath the legs. So lifting one knee up, bringing the hands underneath, clapping, lifting the other leg up, bringing the hands underneath, and then clapping. Do that 5 times each side. So you don't need to bend forwards too much. If you can, make the legs do the work. Good. And you can either carry on like that, or if you feel like it, if you feel that you've got enough energy, you can actually bicycle the legs while you're sitting. It's a bit harder, but great exercise for the core of the body. So keep bicycling the legs and then reverse the bicycling. So it's like you're bicycling backwards. And relax. So the next pose is a sitting spinal twist. You can do this with both feet flat on the floor, or as long as your hips are reasonably flexible, you can cross the right knee over the left and then take the left hand onto the right thigh and the right hand round onto the centre of the lower back. So you're pressing in and up on the centre lower back, and that causes your upper spine to lengthen and straighten a bit more. And then just turn around towards the right. You can do this for 3 or even 6 breaths. Go gently to begin with. If you feel like doing a bit more, then stay here a bit longer. Notice that you're squeezing your belly in, lifting the pelvic floor up, and turning on the exhalation. And then gently release, uncross the legs, and swap to the other side. So you're crossing your left leg over your right, taking the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. If your legs are uncrossed, take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, lift, left hand to the centre of the lower back, pressing it in, noticing the natural curve in the lower back, and then turning towards the left. Don't worry too much about turning the neck. Keep the breath long and smooth, and squeeze the belly at the end of the exhalation and lift the pelvic floor. Excellent. Now move up to your shoulders. Have the arms down by the sides, and as you inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Pause there, really squeeze, and exhale slowly and feel as though you're dropping all the weight off your shoulders, letting the weight of the world slip away from you. You're just here to observe, to bring awareness, to reflect on itself. Inhale, squeeze, lift, hold. Exhale, drop, release, let go. Last time, in and out. Wonderful. And then you can try circling the shoulders, bringing them forwards, up, round, back and down. If you do this with your breath, inhaling as you bring the shoulders up, pausing for a moment, you can very much again feel as though you're releasing tension on the exhalation. In, squeeze, hold, feel the temptation to control and release it, and realize that you are simply here to observe. So now you can relax all the little muscles of the face. You might want to stretch the face, opening the mouth wide, even sticking the tongue out, breathing out, and then relax the face. Smile broadly and release, and then leave just a little smile at the edges of the mouth. Let the eyes relax. Let the muscles that hold the hair on the head rest. Let the whole face rest. The chest, the back, arms, hands, torso, legs and feet. Nothing else to do for a moment but rest. So awareness reflecting on itself. Consciousness aware that you don't control events. You don't control what is going on. What you do have control over is your attitude. And your attitude creates all kinds of opportunities for response. So feel for an attitude of compassion in these last few moments of silence. And then open the eyes and see what needs to be done.